everyone, it's Ovilee May from Yahoo Esports, and I am here with Liquid Matt. Matt, how are you?
Doing okay, been better, off of a 0-2 week, not feeling the best.
Not feeling too great, but I mean, your Cloud9 set, those were pretty good. Can you tell me a little bit about those games?
First game, it was more of like a reflex. I kind of just walked out of the way of a Jin W, ended up losing us a Baron, and then eventually the game, and then game two, pulled it back. I think we played decently game two, but then game three, yeah, we just couldn't really do it. So, happens.
Well, what about today's games versus Immortals? What was kind of going through your head through these?
We didn't really play much LeBlanc. So in my mind, basically what happened is the game kind of ended off of just one skirmish early on, and like since we didn't play too much LeBlanc, in my mind I was like, okay, we got LeBlanc, we're like super OP 3v3, and then we're like trying to engage on like a 3v3 skirmish against like a Thresh Elise, which Thresh Elise is like broken in skirmishes. So we basically just decided to suicide into them, and then we ended up losing the first game, getting smashed because it was really hard to come back from that. We had to play like more reserved. And then game two, yeah, I ended up like losing focus a little bit. Like I ended up like dying for free, and then after that we like had a bad sort of call where it was a good call, but we just executed really poorly, and we ended up losing another Baron, and we just lost that game too. So. There was a lot of unlucky plays in the first, C9 set yesterday, but today it was just a lot of poor execution.
So this weekend, 0-2, has Team Liquid pinpointed any of their weaknesses that they know that they need to work on?
Yeah, I think we're trying to improve our execution. So because I guess we missed like a week of practice, I think we're like really not focused for 1 week. It was pretty hard for us. It was about like 2-3 weeks ago. I can't remember. It was such a bad week. But I think to make up for that, we have to like start working harder. I think we're all like still really motivated. Like we're really ready for next week's practice. And if we just buff up our execution, and then also our macro can always needs work. I think it's more about like our clarity, because I think we all kind of know what we want to do. It's just like we're not really communicative about what we need, and like we just got to be more clarity about what we're going to do for our macro.
So what happened with that one missed week of practice? Was it a scheduling issue or?
It's like I can't really talk too much about it. It's just like I was like feeling really sick, and like other people were just like feeling kind of down because we actually like lost 0-2 that week too. Like that was like I think the FlyQuest week or something when we lost to FlyQuest, and the next week we got like 0-2 to Envy and Echo Fox, but. Yeah, like recovering from that week, I think we're doing better. Like I think the C9 set showed that we're on the right track, and I think as long as we're on the right track, like there's plenty of weeks left in this split. Like we have plenty of time, and I think we can catch up by the time playoffs comes around.
How would you rate the overall team morale right now, both communication and relationships?
I think it was the worst like a few weeks ago, but even then it was like it wasn't terrible. Like honestly, like we're on the right track. Like I feel good. Like I think the team still feels good. Like we can still do this.
So what can Team Liquid in general just do right now to ensure that they have a spot for them in the playoffs?
Yeah, like what I said, I think we're on the right track. We just got to take it day at a time, improve our execution. I think if we're really focusing on our scrims and like trying to improve, yeah, it's just a really slow process, but I think we're on the right track.
And so you guys had Saint come in as your strategic coach, or player coach, in the beginning of the split. What kind of an impact has he made on your team?
I think Saint's pretty smart about the game. He knows what he wants to do. He's just trying to just like get all of our team on the same page, and that's been like kind of a struggle because for especially the first week or even like the preseason, like before the LCS split even started, like we were not on the same page of what we wanted. Like we were kind of just dragging everybody's ideas into the ground, just trying to like. It was really hard to say like what we wanted as a team, just because everyone had their own ideas. So I think we're putting more trust into like what we want from our coaching staff, like what we want as a team. And if we're on that sort of mentality, like like I said, we're on the right track. We're just gonna improve slowly, just try to improve our execution, our communication, all that stuff, and we'll make it there by the end of the split, hopefully.
Well, do you have anything that you'd like to say to your teammates, fans, or anyone watching you cheering Team Liquid on in the
My teammates, I don't know if my teammates will be watching, but for the fans, I've been reading like Reddit a little bit. Like it seems kind of like grim for like the TL Reddit fans, but yeah, I don't know. If you're really like that hateful towards Team Liquid, like I don't know why you're a fan, but if you guys are supporting Team Liquid, I love you guys. You guys are cool, and yeah, I think we're on the right track. So they shouldn't like lose hope on us.
Matt, thank you so much for the interview. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage at Yahoo Esports.